Hey, welcome back to Wheat Beat. My name is Mike, and I am walking up to the house right now because today is the big day. We're going to finally install the convection oven in the baking pantry. I'm meeting the guys here. It took me quite a while to find the right people to do the job, but I did find it eventually. So I'm walking into the garage where the oven is sitting, and if you've looked at the past videos, you might know that we had some serious challenges getting it into the bakery, only because it's way too wide for the doorway. So they're going to probably have to dismantle the handle and the control pad and a couple of other things so that this thing behind me, right over there, will be narrow enough to fit through the doorway without having to take anything apart. Will they succeed? I don't know. We're going to find out very shortly. Stay tuned and we'll get started. So it really consists of two big boxes. One over here is the actual oven, and the bigger box over there is the proofer. There's another little box up on top, and this is the part that's going to connect the two ovens stacked on top of each other. The bigger proofer is going to be on the bottom, and the oven will be on top, and then they'll be connected. So here we go. Okay, so the first order of business is they have to take off that door. This is actually on the proofer. And now they've disassembled it, they put it over here on the side, and I can look at it, and gosh, this thing is pretty thick and heavy, which is a good thing, but it's heavier than I thought it would be. Now they're taking off the control panel, and the nice thing about commercial equipment is that it's pretty easy to disassemble stuff, and the innards of the machine are quite simple too. As you can see, there's wires in there, but it looks pretty easy, which means fairly easy to maintain. Now they're taking it on the dolly, basically, and then they're going to move it over through the front door, because the front door is quite a bit wider than the garage door, and so it'll be easier for them to get it into the house. And then you can see there's somebody walking along there holding the control panel because it's hanging off by the wires. Now they're bringing it into the house. And they're kind of getting everything lined up with the entry to the bakery, and they're doing one final measurement. But there's still one more thing they have to take off, which is this drip tray on the bottom, which is sticking out a little bit, and that extra inch makes all the difference. So they're taking that off now. And now they're squeezing it into the bakery, and there we go. It's in. Now this is the stacking kit. So you see these little pegs right there in the box. Those are going to go on top of the proofer in the holes in the corner, and then the final oven will stack on top of these things sticking up right here, so that it looks like it's just sitting on the oven, but it's actually being locked in. This is the water inlet for the proofer and the plug. Now they're going to reassemble that drip tray on the bottom and basically put things back together now that things are inside the bakery. Here comes the door that they removed earlier, and that's getting reattached now. Now this is just a trim kit. I thought it was an attachment piece for the top and the bottom, but it's actually not. It's just for aesthetics. So there's really nothing special about this. Now it's time for the oven. It's still in the garage, and they are figuring out if anything needs to be disassembled. And it turns out it doesn't need to. And we're going through the same routine here. We're bringing it through the front door of the house because that's just a wider door, but in this case it wasn't as necessary. And again, this is the oven. This is the part that goes on top. And now they're getting it through that doorway for the bakery, and there we go. It goes right in, no modifications needed. That was easy. Now they've taken off the side panels from the oven because that's how they can attach the legs on the bottom, which is what he's doing here. And now that he's taken off the panels, you can really get a first peek inside the oven innards. That thing in the middle is the fan, the convection fan, and then the rest of it is just the electronics. Now the next challenge is getting this on top of the proofer, and this thing is quite heavy. It's almost 300 pounds, and I had to sort of lend a helping hand here too. And believe me, this thing is heavier than it looks. It was quite a weight to get on top of the proofer. But these guys were awesome and they did a great job, and we got it right on top of those pegs. First try, no problems, no damage, no issues. And we were all obviously very happy about that. Here's what it looks like when the two pieces are connected, and it looks like the feet are just sitting on top of the proofer, but they're actually overlapping those pegs I showed you earlier. Now it's time to put the trim piece on that I showed earlier, and this is just for aesthetics, but it makes it look like it's one single piece. So voila. Ta-da! There it is on the inside. Pretty big, fits 12 full-size trays. Nice big oven. Now let's plug it in. I can only plug in the proofer because the oven has to be hardwired, so we're not there yet. But the proofer I can plug in and we can at least turn that on. It works. See, the fan is blowing. Temperature setting, humidity, proof and hold. Now this needs to be hardwired, as I said. The electrician will have to come and do that. That's it for now. But join me next time as we add more things into the bakery and this thing really starts to come together and we get close to the end. And until then, go bake something.